It's a fever dream. Welcome back to the Robin Lundberg Show. And we are watching the Indiana Fever and the Atlanta Dream because Caitlin Clark and the WNBA have started to make my dreams come true here on this show, this channel, and otherwise. A couple of quick observations from this game so far. I want to say, number one, the Indiana Fever had the number one pick for a reason. So maybe we do temper the expectations a little bit. Number two, all of these ladies can really ball, and I think you're going to see a new appreciation for the games of so many of the WNBA players. And then, of course, there's the marquee attraction in Caitlin Clark, who hasn't really shot the ball well yet, but she can get to her shot whenever she wants. You know, she can get to that three-point shot whenever she wants. She's gotten to the cup nicely. The thing I'm most impressed with is her passing. She's a brilliant passer. She sees the floor unbelievably well. Those Fever bigs are going to feed off of her vision. And I hate to compare always a woman to a man because, you know, my whole life I grew up watching the NBA. But I'll tell you, it's Jason Kidd. She reminds me so much of Jason Kidd, the way she's upright and gets the ball up the floor. Like she gets the ball up the floor so quick while keeping, you know, her head up and advancing it. It's not even like anything flashy. It's just super duper effective. So I want to welcome everybody in. Thought this was a cool thing to do today for the show, considering the way this channel is growing, how it's growing, what has made it grow, and how it will continue to grow. How it will continue to grow, of course, is with your support. Sean Davis, a WWR member, says, first time trying to follow this. How do you watch the game? If you are a member, you will get your comments read first. We will start to also, you know, there's going to be little perks. I'll make some videos available early. You have badges, you have emojis. There's going to be other cool stuff we come up with. But in addition to that, we're going to have your face. Random members are going to get their face put on the wall behind me for episodes of the show. I feel that's kind of cool, right? We blow it up in episodes of the show. And I want to thank Sean in particular, who, by the way, you can, if you haven't gotten the answer to this yet, you can watch this game right now on the WNBA app. You can get it for free. There's no sign up right now. They're giving a free preview, smart to get people in right here at this moment. I think the season is only $35. But on top of that, almost all of their games are going to be nationally televised if you're following the Fever. But there's a lot of other things to follow in the league. And Sean has followed me over from Denise Salcedo's channel, so I want to make sure and give that a plug. I will be on with her tomorrow night after SmackDown. The WWR stands for women's basketball, which has really helped build this channel, wrestling, which I've carved out a lane for, and rap, which I really like to talk about. And you've got this Kendrick and Drake beef, not to mention it's Robin. So that's why it's the WWR. You can join, become a member of, and I really appreciate that support. But I wanted to thank Sean in particular because he's come over from Denise's channel. Sean, if you want to see a wrestling video, Kevin and I did one last night that I think is really cool. We compared rappers to wrestlers. A lot of deep pulls from that one. And Kevin Zwicker compared Kendrick Lamar to Hornswoggle. So it's worth the price of admission just for that. Let me also quickly plug what else I got going on. I just mentioned the show with Denise, and I'll be on Mad Dog Sports Radio this Saturday from 4 to 8 Eastern. If you're a fan of me for the burgeoning women's basketball coverage, I should have some really good news for you in the coming days that will give you a lot more of it in addition to what I'm giving you here on this channel. Because I think, you know, the sweet spot on this channel is that's going to be the main course, but I'm going to give you all that side dishes of my interest. Maybe they're separate videos, maybe they're later in the show. Working out the perfect formula, but I really like the vibe Kevin and I have going on. So check out that rapper-wrestler comparison from last night. AJ Schreiber says May 14th, May 15th, and May 20th. Fever games will all be on national ABC or ESPN. Well, I think 36 of their 40 games, is that the right number? Do I have it right? Are on national TV. So, yeah. If you're just trying to watch Caitlin Clark, you do not need to get the WNBA League Pass. If you just are trying to watch Caitlin Clark. But I would say it is worth it to get the League Pass in general, the way this league is growing. I mean, look at the Dream. The Dream are up 7, 41.9 seconds left in this game. I saw Ethan Sherwood Strauss had basically put out there that the teams in the WNBA should not change their or should use the same names as the NBA teams, which is silly to me. I mean, I get it. I get what he was trying to say. I get what he was trying to say. Hold on, I'm messing with this YouTube thing for a second because I have the channel monetized and I am trying to figure out how to. I gotta minimize this thing here for a second if I can, and because I'm trying to figure out how to get to work the ads appropriately and not interrupt everything I'm doing here. But I'm having trouble minimizing this thing. I haven't run this show with that before, so I apologize if that's an issue. There we go. I think that should help. It says YouTube will do it for me. So let me know how that goes. If it's a problem, I will adjust. I don't want to interrupt the process for you guys as this show rolls along. But I also would like to make money off of this. I think that's fair enough. All right, it's giving me a countdown now. So an ad will show for some of you coming up in 30 seconds. You can watch it or click the thing away in 3 seconds after that. AJ Schreiber, Chicago Sky are carried on Marquee Network, which is owned by the Chicago Cubs. Marquee is available via DirecTV and also as a private subscription. The Chicago Sky are going to do big numbers. They're going to do big numbers. There's no question. That is a star-laden team in a big market. I'm excited for that team. I am excited for that team for sure. All right. We go into break in the game. Somebody's doing a free throw contest. Man, the vibe in that building must be so lit. The vibe in that building must be so lit for the Indiana Fever and their various games and what's going on now with that team, with the obviously the Caitlin Clark effect that is taking control of everything, taking control of the world. Michael S. My pregame prediction is Caitlin has at least 12 assists this game. Pretty good pregame prediction, dude. I don't know what the stats say exactly right now, but I've seen at least 4 myself, at least 4 in the first quarter of that game. And I think that's the part of her game that will be the least appreciated at first. But people will then everybody will start to say, you know what's underrated? Caitlin Clark's passing. And then everyone will start talking about how good her passing is. So I think that's part of it. Jeff H. says John Stockton. And I'm sorry, it reminds me more of Jason Kidd, but I cannot hear the name John Stockton without going, I'm passing on his body. I'm John Stockton right now. For anybody who has been up with the Kendrick and Drake beef, they would understand that reference. Kendrick Lamar referencing John Stockton on Not Like Us, which will be the biggest song of this summer. So if you have not paid attention to that beef and that rap battle at all, you should listen to the song Not Like Us, and you'll be able to tell people you know what the song of the summer is before the summer even started, even if you're not hip to that sort of thing. So just consider that a tip from me. As I get a tip from my guy, Kevin Zwicker, WWR. We need a symbol or something. We need T-shirts. Anybody out there can make T-shirts, knows how to make T-shirts? Let's rock and roll. It's time to start growing. Time to start growing and building together, guys. Join the WWR if you can. Like I said, maybe it'll be next week. I'll throw Sean's face on the wall behind me. That is if he wants it. That is if he wants it, of course. And again, check out the video Kevin and I did last night. They're showing a replay of a little dish off that Caitlin Clark gave just now to the foul line. She just sat down for the first time. Jeff H. says that the Fever just now need Karl Malone. Well, that's Aaliyah Boston. That's what that pairing is going to be, or really should be. Should be Aaliyah Boston. Because together, those two could do real damage. And they really should. Their games are a nice balance. They're very compatible. I got to get a TV in this room. Like, I never liked having a TV in my office space when I was working because I felt like it was distracting. But now that I'm a streamer, I really need a TV. I got a makeshift setup right now I'm watching this game off of, but I need something in my direct line of sight in order to properly do this. Ed Von Schleck says, but how is the percentage of attendance? 50%. I saw they said there were not many seats left. I don't know what the percent that I would imagine this game was sold out. I'll have to look it up, but a lot of the WNBA tickets have been moving. They haven't been trouble selling tickets. In fact, it's been the opposite for Caitlin Clark games specifically. They have been changing arenas. Some of the teams have been changing arenas. Like the Mystics are going from where they play to where the Wizards play to accommodate, I don't know, 14,000 more fans, 12,000 more fans, something like that. You've seen that across the board. And I believe the Dreams tickets are sold out. Atlanta also coming up in that Kendrick and Drake beef. A whole verse about Atlanta on Not Like That, Us. But the Dream tickets are sold out. I believe they're season tickets. I think that's same for the Sky, maybe, or the Wings. I can't remember exactly, but there were definitely several teams. So Leah Boston just tried to fight for a rebound there, but the Dream coming the other way up 34-26. I'm learning this league too with some of you guys. I had some knowledge, but I'm becoming an expert and a voice in this space in real time. It's a lucky bank shot just goes in for Atlanta. That pisses me off when I'm playing ball and you force somebody into a long shot and they get it in off the glass, even though they didn't mean to. That's a backbreaker. That's a backbreaker. Good news, guys. We're going to have a lot of viewers on this show here today. So this was a good idea. Maybe we'll do this. I'll go. We'll see how the game goes. I mean, if it's competitive enough, if it's entertaining enough, engaging enough, if this is active enough, I'll stay on as long as you guys want. But I figured at least for a portion of the game, we should rock and roll in this manner. You can like and subscribe to the channel below. Please hit me with your thumbs up, with your comments. I'll get the comments after the fact as well. And please consider a WWR membership or sending in a super chat to help support the channel. Sean says, personally, I like the names being different for the two different leagues. I mean, if they wanted the same name, cool, but being different is cool too. Might be too much comparison if it was the same. Yeah, it has no identity if they're the same. Like WNBA works. NBA is so iconic. And it's just that one, then you have that's the reason people call it the W, right? To differentiate it from the NBA. If the Fever were also called the Pacers, the W Pacers, that would just be weak to me. It ain't that hard to learn. I've already done it. I've already done it. The Fever are a little bit too slow into their offense here. That wasn't a bad shot from the corner, but they haven't gotten much penetration. When Clark is in the game, here's the thing I think Caitlin Clark needs to work on the most is her midi, because she's sick with it on those step backs on the threes. She could dribble, drive, and get to the cup. She's a brilliant passer, but she needs to be able to quick stop and pull up and cash. That's I think the biggest thing. And a floater. A little floater would be nice as well. Jeff H. Boston has to be quicker on her moves. Yeah, look, Aaliyah, Boston is also learning the game a little bit. Everybody says, the Taurasi comments about adapting to the league, there was nothing wrong with those comments. It was just the tone that she said it that I think bugged people. But Boston is, only in her second year here. She did average 14.5 points last year, shot 58% from the floor. So I think she'll be okay, especially getting fed from Caitlin and having the dimes served up on a silver platter. Clark is not back in the game as of yet, but we shall see how it unfolds here. Let me pull up the box score for this one so I make sure I learn all the ladies in this game. It's a short pull up by the Dream. Fever coming back the other way. I wonder how many minutes they'll play Caitlin tonight too. Oh, nice. No foul call. Behind the back. Buckets. That was a nice play. Nelissa Smith. Behind the back. Made the defender fall down. Hit the shot. That was pretty. That was pretty. Everybody's going to learn all those Fever players rather quick, right? Because they're playing with Caitlin. But Nelissa Smith is getting busy here. She had the drive before, and then, yeah, that was nice. And that what Nelissa Smith just did there, that's Caitlin. She needs to learn that. She needs to go to work with Nelissa Smith and learn that. Because if she has that floater in that mid-range, she won't be able to be guarded. She won't be able to be guarded. And Smith just put that on display a little bit right there. All right, Fever are rolling now. And it was Smith again. Another bucket. All right. She's becoming a star before our very eyes, right? Or at least impressing us, of course. I'm not going to, yeah, I'm just kidding around. But at 12 points in the game for Nelissa Smith, including some really nice moves. Some really strong and beautiful moves. You know what's beautiful about this? I do think is that I think so many of us might be, you've gotten a lot of women's basketball fans who probably found me this way and just vibed with the show and vibed with what we were doing and building. But I think there's also a lot of people who are also becoming fans in real time. Because, if I'm telling you the truth of the matter of this, when I started doing this show, I was leaning into everything that I've leaned into throughout my entire career. And a lot of it works, especially in the short form format. It really, really works. The wrestling shorts are very, very popular. The rap shorts are very, very popular. But when it came to the live stream show, it wasn't until I started talking about Caitlin Clark and then branching off into the WNBA that I saw just like consistent returns and engagement. And I thought to myself, that's interesting. Let me see how this rocks and rolls. And it's only gone up from there. And now it may lead to more opportunities for me. And there are more opportunities for you guys and for the game to grow, because I'm grabbing my surfboard and riding this W wave. Let me put it that way. And not as a, not in any like strange way, like in a genuinely curious way. I find this story fascinating. I find this change in real time fascinating, because never in a million years would I have told you I'd be this interested in women's basketball. I would have told you you're crazy. What a beautiful outlet pass from Clark. Oh, her teammate got chased down, though. Chased down and erased. Nice play on the other side from Howard. Chased down. Because that was a beautiful pass from Caitlin Clark. I think Clark's the best passer I've seen. Not only the best scorer I've seen, she's the best passer I've seen. AJ Schreiber says DraftKings has a wager out there. CC to lead the league in scoring, pays 7-1. If you could go look and see if you can get points and assists. If you could get a stack combo on points and assists for Clark to lead the league in points and assists, that's the bet. That's the bet I would make right now. No question. That would be a super cool, super big bet to pay off well. Because she's going to lead the league in points plus assists. Michael says, I'm noticing that the other teams have players too. That's a good observation, right, Michael? I mean, I know you're joking, but in the best jokes, there's a little bit of truth, right? And you're joking, but it is very true that a lot of people are going to learn about a lot of other ladies in the game. And that's what I said to the Caitlin Clark fans the other day when I was telling them to relax a little bit, because they were being some of them were being a little out of pocket toward the previous greats of the game. And that was the only thing I had an issue with, because you could disagree with Diana Taurasi or thought Diana Taurasi was hating, but you can't crap on Diana Taurasi's game or who she was just because you're new to it. And just because, justifiably so, you're saying Caitlyn brought all this attention. She did. No one's arguing that. But you can't try to crap on the legends of the past either. And now I think what people will see is, oh yeah, there's a lot of talented ladies in this game. A lot of good players. Michael Martin, new member. Welcome to the WWR, baby. For any of you who don't know, WWR, women's basketball, wrestling, rap / Robin. And I like the way it comes off the tongue more than anything else. And I think the way it could look on branding. But I'm shouting out, new member, Michael Martin. Figure out Michael will be good at figuring out perks for members. He's got like a, he's intuitive, or no, what was it? Ingenuity when it comes to that sort of thing. Stephen Williams says, is the game on? And yes, the game is on. You can get the WNBA app and just stream it for free right now. And then you get to decide the whole thing is only, I might as well do promotion for them because I'm going to be covering it. And I think the $35 for the season is a steal if you want to watch the other teams. If you want to watch just Caitlyn Clark, if I'm being real with you, you don't need to drop the dime because all of her games are going to be on national TV, except for 4 of them. But I think in order to support the league and to support the growth of it and the rest of the ladies and everything like that, a league pass membership would be a good idea. Kevin Zwicker, who I should be paying, is still sending super chats in. How about them Knicks and go CC? Yeah, the Knicks, dude, got to give the Knicks a lot of credit for their heart. It's a team you could hate on the Knicks. You could say whatever you want about the Knicks' history. You cannot hate on the heart. And I guess I use that word with purpose. The heart, the Josh Hart of this Knicks team. They fight. They go. They don't stop. They crash the boards. All those things. We're about to break I bet you we break our viewership record today, by the way, guys. Looking at the numbers right now. So thank you once again. I'm pretty sure where we're at right now, that is likely going to I don't know. Some of these shows after the fact will pick up attention maybe because of the SEO and whatnot, but we're going to break our live viewership record. That's for sure. Ernesto, let's go Knicks. There you go, Ernesto. I could feel the vibes picking up in the city and around the Knicks, and they earned it. This team earned it. And Tom Thibodeau deserves some kudos too. He's coached a lot of good teams. A lot of good teams. Clark just hit her first 3 of the game, I think. Nancy says she is the best passer. I agree. Clark is the best passer at the women's level I've seen. And just, as a passer in general, she's up there. Oh, another one. She's just so fun to watch. That's the thing. People and their nonsense, you cannot, on a polygraph, watch her play and then watch some of these girls I don't even want to call them girls. Sorry. Some of these women, I guess, ladies, women, I don't want to call them girls. That's disrespectful. Are so good. They're great players. And I'm a basketball fan, right? I'm a basketball coach, basketball player, and a basketball hoops head. So I've watched a lot of basketball, and I can appreciate how good some of these women are. But she is just from a pure excitement level, it's different. It's different. AJ Schreiber, a member of the WWR, he says the over-under on her points and assists are 21.9 and 6.3. Take the over on the assists. That's a guarantee. That's a lock before it goes up. In fact, I should do it. Put it in for me, too. I'll get you back later. DSSI Sunday says, better than LeBron. Caitlyn Clark. Yeah, Caitlyn Clark is not better than LeBron James, of course, but she is like a LeBron James or like a Michael Jordan, in the sense that we're getting to see this at the beginning when it comes in. Oh, what a hesitation move, too. And then kicks it out. Dribble drive, kick out. Nice basketball there for the three. Usually when you play the right way, it leads to good things. Rolando Roble, the sniper, number 22, CC. Go, go, go. From your diehard fans from the Philippines. There we go. We got the Philippines in the house. Shout out to the Philippines. Shout out to everybody out there. Got it rocking and rolling here today. Yeah, we're gonna do numbers today, fellas and ladies. Women, Nancy. Women. I feel like ladies. I say ladies in the most nice and respectful and powerful way I can, but women is stronger than ladies, I suppose, right? Maybe I'm overthinking it also. I could just be overthinking it. That happens. Ernesto says the Knicks should take Caitlin. We're hurting. We need some shooters out there. Yeah, well, that's the biggest issue for the Knicks right now is injury. Because Jalen Brunson is dealing with that injury. And on top of that, you got an injury from OG Anunoby, who will be out for a minute. So that's where the Knicks are vulnerable. Nancy says Clark is a rookie and is a better passer and three-point shooter than LeBron was as a rookie. I don't know about passer. Three-point shooter, maybe. I mean, LeBron is credit to LeBron. He's turned himself into a great three-point shooter. This year, he was a great three-point shooter this year. But LeBron was always an amazing passer. You know, when I first saw LeBron play, this was in college. I was in college. And LeBron, of course, was at St. Vincent St. Mary. And this was before, high school games and things like that were televised. That was a very rare thing. It was a new thing. It wasn't, what it has become today. And I remember sitting in my dorm room and all of this coverage of LeBron was happening. It was like, this guy's going to be the next blah, 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 blah. He's the best prospect ever. And there was like a cynical part of me, right, that said, oh, no, I'm going to go watch this kid and I'm going to tell them why they're wrong and why I know better. And I watched him for a few minutes and I was like, nope, he's got it. Because what you saw from LeBron immediately were a few things. Number one, his prodigious physical gifts. That is apparent. Then there was, on top of that, he was clearly a basketball genius. You could see it within the first minutes. You could see it at the beginning, like immediately. So then my only question was, did he have the right head on his shoulders for the work ethic part? And clearly that was answered in the affirmative. So as good a passer as Caitlin is, and she's an unbelievable passer, I don't want to just say she's a better passer than LeBron either, because LeBron might be the best passer I've ever seen. Period. He's certainly on that list. And Caitlin is on that list. We mentioned Taurasi was a really flashy, really good passer, but Caitlin's a special passer. She is. Jeff H. said he did when he had Dwayne Wade. Did what? I mean, LeBron got better after that, I think. He refined his game after that. It wasn't until that Dallas series where I think in that Dallas series, he one was unsure of whose team it was and how the dynamics of that were going to work. And two, he didn't have a fully developed game yet. And it wasn't until he got a little bit more of a consistent jumper, he started punishing teams. You saw that happen in that Boston game, the infamous Boston game the next year. You saw it happen in Game 7 against San Antonio as well. But then I think in Cleveland that next time he got even better as a shooter. And look, he might be as good as a shooter as he's been ever now. YouTube's giving me a warning for an ad again, so I'll give you guys a heads up. I don't know how this is working, so give me any feedback. If you have negative feedback on that, let me know. Obviously I don't want to interrupt the viewing experience, but I also would like to begin earning off of this channel. So let me know how it goes so I can adjust. This is all new to me, so I apologize if it's a bad experience for anybody. So just anybody give me any feedback as the show goes along. If you're having any trouble with anything, any thoughts, any of those things. Always interested to hear. Michaela Leonard says, I think Caitlin Clark is showing everyone that she has heart and she could play hard and attack the rim. Well, I mean, we saw that before, no? Did anybody question whether Caitlin Clark had heart? You know? We saw her play in college. Here she is. Oh, great pass. Didn't finish. And they can miss another three. Two good shots for the Fever that didn't go. Two good shots for the Fevers that didn't go. That was a beautiful pass from Caitlin Clark just now. Like a simple but beautiful pass. Like I think people won't necessarily appreciate how good a pass that was. But it's the kind of thing as a basketball nerd, like I get excited watching a pass like that. Michael Martin, WWR member, WWR member. On a relative basis, I think I'd place Caitlin greater than LeBron in terms of passing. Well, you're a little bit of a sneaky LeBron hater, though. I've noticed that. Because they're both unbelievable passers. I mean, it's hard when you get to that level. AJ Schreiber with the super chat. We are the WWR. That's actually, what about that as the t-shirt? We are the WWR. That might be hard. Or is it just WWR? I don't know. We are the WWR, and then the back could tell you what that means. Mike William Bliven says, help, what channel do I watch, Caitlin? No channel, WNBA app. WNBA app. Ooh. She got it off in time. She got it off in time. Let's see. Do they count it? This is an exciting game. We're headed to halftime. It looks like, yeah, she got it off. She got it off, clearly. So it'll be a tight game. I'll stay through halftime. Let's at least watch some of the second half here together, given the way it's going right now. I got to get my live set up better, like I said, but I'm working on all these things. Michael says LeBron's second best baller of all time, so not that much of a hater. Oh, that was an idea I had. Like, what if we did like a monthly LeBron versus Jordan congregation? You know, like I always like think of. I have this funny idea of like being in a fancy restaurant talking LeBron versus Jordan. I don't know if there was a way to have like a monthly meeting that way. Something, I don't know. There's a LeBron Jordan idea somewhere for the members of the channel. And then I would maybe put it out for everybody to watch. WWR members, appreciate your membership. Appreciate the super chats and the growing of this channel. We are 1,000% going to have the most live viewers this show has ever had today. No question about it. It is not a question. Oh, I like that, Michael. Debate night. So, like, you know, you have your date night with your wife. We have debate night. Maybe it's not always LeBron Jordan. It could switch up topics, but we have debate night where a couple members and me and I get together and debate a topic of choice that the members choose. You like that? And we could do it, if you wanted, we could do it real cash in this format and then I could put the video live. I like that idea. Debate night for members. So if you want to be a part of a debate night, join the WWR, and the members can get together. Once it gets big enough, I'll have to do select members at certain points. But at the beginning, all the members maybe can get together, and we can pick a topic of your choice and debate it. And we'll hang out and just have a good time. And then I'll just put it up on the channel as a bonus video. Why not? Why not? And I'll start creating playlists for all these different videos and stuff. How should we brand the thing Kevin and I are doing? Because I think that's pretty cool too. Kevin's good at it, and we share. We have a crossover interests with the WWE or I shouldn't say the WWE because he's an AEW guy, but with wrestling and rap. And you should check out the video we did last night with the wrestling and rap connections that we made. Halftime is a bummer for live streams. Got to tell you that much. Ernesto says, let's break these viewing numbers. We're breaking them. There's no question in my mind that we will have more live viewers than this show has ever had. Will it break the record for views? That remains to be seen. But if it breaks the record for live views, it has a chance, I would imagine, to break the record for total combined views. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Make sure you like. Look, if you can be a member, that's great. Of course. If you can send in super chats, that's great, of course. But if you can just like, subscribe, and comment and all that, that's great too. And I appreciate all that. Like I said, if you like this women's hoop coverage you're getting, there's a strong chance you're going to be getting more of it from me very soon in a different format that won't have any effect on this, but just more. Obviously, you can get the wrestling coverage, the videos I do with Kevin, the shorts that I do on this channel. I will be joining Denise Salcedo on her channel for her podcast and live SmackDown reaction tomorrow. So if you want to catch me tomorrow night, 10 p.m. on her channel, she's, a titan in that space. And a great person. I love Denise. She's got great energy. And Saturday, I'll be on Mad Dog Sports Radio from 4 to 8 p.m. AJ Schreiber says, Chicago Nancy is in the house. Is that this Nancy that comments, AJ? This is Chicago Nancy? Let me know. Nancy says, LeBron flops, walks, demands fouls he doesn't get. I have a hard time liking any fakers, not impressed with him, even though he's a good player. He's no Bird and Jordan. I feel like everybody's done a lot. I don't think LeBron's that much of a flopper. If I'm being real, I don't think he flops that much. At least not like some of these guys do to flail for calls all the time. Like sometimes he'll get hit and to convince the ref because he's so big he'll fall down. And yes, that is a flop. It's not like he's never flopped. But I don't think of LeBron as a flopper. I really don't. I think he only gets that name because he is so talked about, and people like to put nicknames after it. He sometimes gets passionate, caught up with the refs. My biggest criticism of LeBron would be he can be a bit of a drama king and passive aggressive and stuff with some of his messaging. But I don't think he's that much of a flopper, if I'm being real with you. Terry Gracie says, Iowa Caitlin fan here. There is a ridiculous Caitlin fan base out there that can't stand any static. I assume they are 12 years old. I'm assuming, Terry, that you're referencing what I was talking about before, about how anybody says anything that could be construed as at all critical about Caitlin Clark, or just overreactions to something that is critical about Caitlin Clark, or even overreactions to something that is out of pocket about Caitlin Clark and really uncalled for, lose your mind. And yeah, I've seen, I just would be careful, root for who you want to root for, support who you want to support. But there were a lot of women. Let me put it this way. The WNBA was actually growing before Caitlin Clark. That is true. It was growing. Every year, It was getting bigger numbers. Every year it was doing better. Attendance was doing better. The WNBA was growing before Caitlin Clark. She was the match. She was the match that blew it up. And that when I say the WNBA was growing before Caitlin Clark, that is not a diss. I consider Caitlin Clark to be the Michael Jordan of this generation, in the sense that she's a generational figure that is going to change a sports league. But I do think some of the fans act brand new and get so offended or so, up in arms over everything. It's just like, chillax. You don't want to be Karen Clarks. See what I did there? Still halftime in this one. We still got a decent amount of people watching, though. Lost a few of you all during halftime, which is to be expected. I've also been on here for a minute, almost an hour coming up here. So I'll hang out till it feels right. We got some Chicago conversations going on in the chat. AJ says, Nancy, I grew up in Tinley. I'm over in Dyer now. Well, Nancy says, I'm from Joliet, and I've been watching Chicago sports for years. Where's Joliet in Illinois somewhere? Excuse me for not being familiar with the region. Yes, city in Illinois. That's what I figured. When was I was in Chicago for the All-Star game right before COVID. That was that was fun. It was brick, though. It was mad cold. Like, really cold. Demon Slayer, what is Caitlin Clark's score? You mean the score of the game or Caitlin Clark's individual statistics? The score of the game is 49-48. The Dream lead the Fever at halftime. So it is a tight one. Caitlin Clark's individual statistics, she has 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists on 3 of 7 shooting. She's 1 of 5 from 3. +3 and ±. She's playing very well. Nancy says, I watched LeBron flop and fall into the cameraman. Then it took 10 minutes to get back to his feet. I can't watch it. Hey, sometimes you got to sell. He's not an AEW wrestler. AEW wrestlers don't sell anything. He's got to sell. I like to needle Kevin. He's like my biggest supporter, but you know what? I know he can take it because I can tell from going back and forth with him over the years online that he's from that same sort of like snap culture. And my buddies and I, when growing up, is like whoever could insult each other the best was, the winner in like a fun ways. But he says, did it bother you seeing Ben Simmons at the Met? Did it bother me? Bother. How about annoyed? But I don't care that Ben Simmons was at the Met. Like, it's fine. He just, for a player who never plays, his outfits are always on tilt. So it makes it stand out even more. And I guess that's I don't even have an issue. It was a cool looking outfit. Like for the Met Gala, it was appropriate. It's just like the only time I see Ben Simmons, he's in some ridiculous garb and never a uniform. But I can't say that it bothered me. That would be a little bit strong. Make sure you guys like, subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, give me the comment. I'll get back to as many comments as I can. I will, in addition, if you can, sign up for the WWR if you're really into the show. And on top of that, any super chats, I appreciate those as well. Sean, WWR member, I think the third WWR member. I am enjoying this watch party with you, Robin. This is a cool idea. I'm enjoying having you, Sean. I'm enjoying you guys here. I think, when you can do stuff in real time around things, it helps. So we'll do that. I believe their first real game is next. Let me look at the calendar. I think it's next Tuesday, guys, at this same time. So that would make a lot of sense. 7:30. So there's no reason we shouldn't do the same thing. I won't say we'll do it for every game, but for the first game, I mean, come on. That'll be the place to be, right? Wow, the Thursday game is on Prime Video next week. The Liberty and Fever game is on Prime Video on Thursday. So maybe we could do it Tuesday and Thursday of next week, at least to start off the season if you guys like it and are enjoying it. And again, a lot of viewership for this one. I'll stay through a few minutes here, the second half at least. We'll see how the game goes. But I think we accomplished the mission here today to get people together, get people chatting, get people excited. AJ says, the Met Gala is pretty awesome. So many people from all different corners of entertainment. My guy, 7-time Formula One champion Lewis Hamilton showed out at the Met Gala. Did he? I didn't see his outfit. I saw Angel Reese. Did see Angel Reese's Met. I will say I'm a fan of the outfit that Angel Reese wore to the Met Gala. I'm a fan. Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick for anybody who hasn't seen it. I think I've shown it on this show already, but I don't mind looking at it again. Let me just say, I think Angel is very photogenic. Photogenic young lady. Let's see if I can find a good photo of the entire outfit. Here we go. This is Angel looking angelic at the Met Gala. You can see I think the guy behind her, the security guard, was into the outfit as well. Sean Davis says Tuesday might be rough going up against NXT, though. Well, Sean, you got to do what you got to do. Go watch Denise and NXT and her reaction. Watch the NXT, watch her reaction. I will never want to take support away from the DWO as I build the WWR here on this channel. Denise Salcedo, make sure if you're a wrestling fan, she just covers it with such enthusiasm, like that's genuine, and she's such a hard worker that it's inspirational. Really, it is. And she's built up a huge channel, huge space, and I really enjoy working with her. We have the SmackDown reaction show tomorrow night at 10 o'clock on her channel because I've been working hard to carve out a space in the wrestling world as well, and I'm not, I'm keeping that going. And I love this Kendrick and Drake beef. You could see the video Kevin and I did last night as far as the comparisons of rappers and wrestlers. Check that out if you haven't. I'll be posting a lot of stuff like that too. But if you're here for the women's hoops, we got you. That's going to be something I'm going to really build on, I think, coming up here very soon. I'm not going to announce anything until it's done, but I think you might enjoy it if you're a fan of Caitlin Clark or women's basketball. Nancy says, Angel Reese is a beautiful woman. The basketball players are in great shape. Well, you got to be in great shape to play basketball. I mean, it's tough. I'll tell you a story. When I was in high school, I played soccer, basketball, and ran track. And when I say ran track, I was a distance runner. And in the fall, I would do soccer and cross country at the same time. So I was in good shape. Soccer, you got to run a lot in soccer. But when it came to basketball, I was still out of breath at the first tryouts and the practices. And it's a different type of motion, a different type of experience. Or we're into the second half here. So you got to be in great shape to play basketball is the point I was trying to make. The Dream moving the ball around the perimeter. So many of these women are so fundamentally sound. What a pass from Caitlin Clark. Woo! My goodness. It's so simple. Like, that doesn't it's not behind the back. There's nothing, but she just sees the floor. She gets it up there like a quarterback across. She is gifted. Wow. What a great pass. I think Fever are going to win this game. If they keep her in, or maybe not. It's a good one. Ernesto says, let's go Liberty. No doubt. 51-50 Atlanta. Boston just walked. Yeah. All right. Let me know if you guys want me to, how long you want me to keep it going. If you're enjoying hanging out, I'll go as long as you guys want. But let me know how long you want to rock for. I don't have anything else to say other than reacting to the game and talking to you in the chat. Michael, WWR member, Magic and Kid are the best passers I've ever seen. Caitlin is right there with those two. She just made another great pass that wasn't handled. It was a little off too, but it just goes to show you what kind of passer she is. So best passers, that's a good one. Who are the best passers I've ever seen? I would say LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Jason Kidd. I agree with those picks. Those are probably the three best passers I've ever seen. Oh! Blew the bunny. Another just like beautiful dime. Oh my goodness. That is basketball pornography. What a pass. Wow, I got to send out a tweet while we're on the air here because that is what a great pass. Oh, Nancy, I wasn't saying that Caitlin can't do behind the back passes or flashy passes. I'm saying her passes are excellent without when they aren't flashy too. Just like the things that you see vision-wise. See you, Nancy. Nancy says, got to go. Bye. Enjoy the show. Thank you. AJ says, bye, Nancy. WWR member. AJ. There's a 3 from the outside. This is going to be a tight one. All right, guys. Anybody wants to hang out some more, I'll hang out for a few more minutes. But I think we got the, we accomplished what we needed here with this watch party. And for me, I don't know, if I was a viewer, I might want to focus on the end of games. We'll see how we'll evolve this as we go. We've got the first game as far as the season comes up on Tuesday. I think we should do something like this then as well. Sean Davis says, with these kind of discussions, maybe looking into some tier list would be a fun idea. Yeah, tier lists are always fun. We could do it for I think all the side offerings that I do, I'd like to mix up too. So best passers in basketball history. Best passer in basketball history. Wrestlers. Wrestlers is always rappers, But then you get even into the intricacies of each category, right? So beyond just who's the best wrestler, but who's the best on the mic or best finishing moves, stuff like that. Nice 3. AJ Schreiber says, show has to end at the top of the hour because my wife is going to force me to watch Law and Order SVU in 45 minutes. Yeah, I don't think we're making it to the top of the hour, dude. I'm actually low-key exhausted, but I'm powering through. I've been working real hard behind the scenes, y'all. Mary Sampson says, would love a little more on the business side of the WNBA. Sure. Anything right now I could get to right now if you want. I mean, the business side of the WNBA at the moment is that business is about to pick up. That's the business side. I mean, I said on this show that when Clark's salary came out and everybody was shocked about it, I was like, calm down, because that is about to change. The new CBA is going to change all that. They're going to at least double their media rights deal. It should be more than that. They should quadruple it. And I thought Caitlin Clark was actually underpaid by Nike relative to the deal that LeBron got coming into the league. Because, I mean, she is that level figure. But the chartered flights things, they can't have her getting mobbed in airports. The business side of the WNBA is going to be how much some of these ladies make off the court. And Angel Reese is somebody to watch there. She's going to make a ton off the court. And then where these rating numbers wind up and how that leverages the media rights deal. Because that's the most important thing, is the media rights deal. And that will impact, well, bowing out of the CBA, Mary. Basically, the CBA is the collective bargaining agreement between the league and the players. And when you actually have the bargaining, you start fighting for things in there. Like, okay, we want chartered flights, right? Like that would be something you would have brought to the bargaining table. We want the revenue split to be greater, right? So that we get bigger piece of the pie. But the most important single thing that can happen beyond all that is that the pie is bigger. And that is what's going to happen when the media rights deal comes up and the WNBA sells the media rights deal. And then all of a sudden, the revenue coming into the league is much greater. Not to mention the attendance is higher, so there's more money made that way. And then there's just more money to split up. And like AJ says, the goal then would you have enough money so players don't have to go play overseas. BT616 says Angel Reese needs to work on her mid-range game. Lots of work. I agree. That's her biggest weakness. I think that's Caitlin's biggest weakness, to be honest, too. But it's not as glaring as it is for Angel because of the myriad of other ways that Caitlin can get buckets. And Reese is more, she's got to be right by the basket. Peterman says, I heard the BS from yesterday's show. Kendrick is still not top 5. Stop the cap. Top 3. Top 3. And right now, the only one. Big me. Top 3 now, Big me. Kendrick Lamar is a legend. What he just did was the most legendary thing I've ever seen in the history of hip-hop. I don't care what nobody says. That's not fandom. That's not standing. This dude came out, went for Drake's head on like that, called his shot, took Drake down, may have damaged his career irreparably, tops the charts, beats the guy who was on top of the charts, kicks his ass in a rap battle with lyrics and better songs that top the charts because people are rocking with them while burying Drake at the same time and tactically destroying him in the battle. I never seen nothing like that. The way he approached that, the way he did it. 3 for the Fever. They go back up. Was that Clark? Sorry, I was into the Kendrick and Drake thing there for a minute. But yeah, what Kendrick did was savage. Here's Caitlin Clark. Another good pass. These refs got to stop blowing the whistle. DS Sai Sahande says Drake will be fine. I don't know. Eventually, yes. If Kevin Twicker says DS no ball. If here's what I'll say. If the pedophilia stuff, the pedophile stuff goes away, he'll be fine. Eventually in some way, shape, or form. But if that sticks, he won't be fine. And we'll see the validity to it or not. I hope it's not true, obviously. But you've got people singing that in an anthem right now. And other artists are going to be like, not only that, it's also, he called him out, and I'm not qualified to speak on this as a white guy, but I can give you my analytical assessment of it, right? Because a lot of people said he was saying he wasn't black enough or anything. I don't think that's what Kendrick was saying. Personally, I think what he was saying was that everything about Drake is manufactured. So he uses things as convenience, but doesn't really stand for it. And that was part of that theme. Even when he referenced the line about the slaves line on Not Like Us, and then gets into the whole Atlanta example, because that's another thing he deconstructed Drake on was, being phony. So who's going to stand next to Drake right now? That's a real thing. And Kendrick's kicking his ass on the charts too. And Drake would be smart not to say another word. If I'm advising him, he should not say another word. He should go away and come back with a heater. Maybe do some crisis management like he was talking about. But if he tries to come for another song and like with all this dirt and stuff that he's going to try to bring up, like nobody cares. Nobody's rocking with that. It's not, this beef is not going to be one on Media Takeout or TMZ or IG. It's going to be one on the MIC. Peterman says the pedo thing is not going away. People are making videos. Well, yeah, I mean, there is videos of that. And there is some of that stuff. I don't know if you saw the Shane Gillis thing, the comedian. He had referenced like stories he had heard. I mean, it's not like it didn't come from out of nowhere, I guess, is what I would say. Now, did Kendrick just lean into it to make a point? That is very, very possible. Very, very possible. Because there's a difference between some creepy, weird behavior at times versus like grooming and being a pet. Like there are lines to things and degrees of things. And I don't want to unfairly disparage anyone, really. But AJ Schreiber says, I'm just a white guy from the Midwest. I still have no idea how Kendrick Lamar fit into that Super Bowl halftime show with Dre and the gang. Well, that's easy to explain, AJ. Kendrick Lamar is a Dr. Dre disciple. He came up in that same family, in that same tree. It was Dre to Snoop to M to 50 to Kendrick. That was the way it worked. What's the Kendrick and Dre song too? There was a pretty decent sized Kendrick and Dre, The Recipe. But yeah, he came out. Now Kendrick has such a unique identity. You never associated him with Dr. Dre, and he really didn't use Dr. Dre production much. That might be the only song that he has produced by Dr. Dre that I can think of off the top of my head. But he is from that tree. BT616 says Kendrick versus Nas in a versus. I think Kendrick's got him, dude. Kendrick's got him in a versus because Kendrick has that deep bag that Nas could go to. But once Nas, what's Illmatic? How many tracks are on Illmatic? 8? How many songs are on Illmatic? It's not many. It's a short record. And then Made You Look. 10 songs on Illmatic. So from Illmatic, he's got, I think New York State of Mind really works in a verses, and It Ain't Hard to Tell really works in a verses. He's got like Made You Look and a couple others, but Kendrick's got the same type of bag that Nas has, and then he's got the bangers. Like Nas don't have DNA and Humble and N95 and Not Like Us. Nas can't hang with those songs. I don't think Nas can hang with those songs. Peterman says Kendrick beats Nas in a versus. Go to your room, Robin. I mean, I'm inside one of my rooms. I'm in a room in my abode. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. 63-60 Fever right now. You want to check out the rest of the game, please go ahead and do so. I thought this was fun. I thought this was a cool idea. I appreciate all the new WWR signups here today. Thank you. If you want to become a member, that would be great. Super chats are great. Likes and subscribes are great. It is WWR because I'll be bringing you that women's basketball content, which hopefully will be expanding. I'll announce that when I can. I'll bringing you the wrestling content and the rap content, and my name is Robin, and it just sounds cool. I'll be on with Denise Salcedo tomorrow night on her SmackDown show, and I'll be on Mad Dog Sports Radio on Saturday from 4 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So check me out there. Be back on this. There'll be more videos on this channel between now and then, but we'll be back with a live on Monday. We'll do this again on Tuesday. BT616 says we need Reese and Caitlin in the Olympics. I agree. Peterman says a Marvel-loving Robin. Betrayal. I don't understand what that means. And Michael Martin says, good time, bro. Well, new WWR member, Michael Martin. So until the next time where it will be on this same Robin channel, I would like to say to everyone, yeet.